Hey guys, Colwolf here, and I'm back today with another little tutorial video. This one is going to be on the custom weapons with custom cooldowns and whatnot that I'm using in my RPG server. And if you're wondering, Quantum Labs 2, I'm going to start working on it in about a week or two. It's just I want to take a little break because adventure maps are kind of tiring for me. Also, there'll be a straw poll in the description. Just check that out for what 60-minute map you'd want to see, and I'll release it on my channel here. And yeah, so let's get right into the tutorial. Okay, so for this one, we are going to go over, I think the easiest one to show you is going to be probably the miner's pickaxe. Let me grab it out of my ender chest here, just to give you a demonstration. So this is the miner's pickaxe. These are just a bunch of items in my ender chest. And what it does is, you can see when I hold it, it says the words ability cooldown, and it's called miner's pickaxe. And when I put it in my offhand, you'll see the little particles, you'll hear the sound, and then the cooldown will start counting down pretty quickly. So it's pretty easy to do this. There's really only about 6 or 7 essential commands to it. The rest are just doing effects to mobs. So the first one is going to tag a player if a iron pickaxe named Miner's Pick with the color is in their offhand slot. So that'll give them the tag. Then the next one is going to tag it if it's their selected item. That's what the word selected item is. Oh, and also all these commands will be in the description, but if you copy and paste them, all the important commands are in the description, but if you copy and paste them, they will get little squares in them, so delete those squares. The colored version won't be there. Anyway, so then the next commands are basically just going to, so what's important is that you have a scoreboard for your cooldown. So this one is minor cooldown. You can call it whatever you want. So you need one scoreboard, that's it. And it's going to check if a player, like me, has the pick in their offhand. That's what the beginning of this, the data is. And it's going to test if their cooldown is at 0 and is exactly 0. That's why I do min of 0 and equals 0. It's just to make sure bugs don't happen. So if it's at 0 and is exactly 0, then all these commands are going to activate. If it's 0, exactly 0, it will create the block dust. This one will play the sound, and this one will do damage to wither skeletons. This one will do damage to anybody not on the team of PvP. This one will do damage to zombies, and this one will do damage to skeletons. So those are just all the same. Then what it does is it sets players whose cooldown is at 0 and has the pick in their offhand. It sets their cooldown score to 600, which it goes 20 times a second. So 600 divided by 20 is 30 seconds. There's a 30-second cooldown. Then this next one is going to constantly remove 1 from their cooldown score if they have at least 1. That way when it's hit 0, it'll stop. And this one is adding cooldown of 0 to everyone, just so that it's on my scoreboard. So if a new player joins the game, it can check if they have 0, because everybody has 0. Then this next one is just for the tag display. You guys don't have to worry about this whole no bar thing. This is because I use quests to display in my action bar, so that's not going to be there. But this one shows the ability cooldown, so it's executing at the player that is holding the pickaxe. So this is miner pick 1. This is if you're holding it, and it's giving you an action bar, okay? And the action bar is ability cooldown in dark green, and it is displaying the closest player's minor cooldown score. So really simple. The reason why I have to do an execute first is so that it is doing the title at, specifically from the command, at the player who is holding it. Otherwise, when I do at P in a radius equals 0 over here, or at P, it'll display the closest player to the command block. So the execute is so that it is displaying the score of the closest player to the player who is holding it. Then these last two just remove the tags. That way, when I'm not holding it, I don't have the tags anymore. So that's about it. That was pretty easy. Somebody wanted to see that. And then, yeah, that's about it. So, if you guys want to see anything else on the server, this was just something somebody wanted to see. I can try to show you guys the levels. I made a video before about explaining the leveling system, but it's a little complex and rough, and I don't know if you'd want to see that. Also, just a quick little update. We have the classes done on the server and all of Quest 4 done, working on Quest 5, and then it will all be free roam from there. There'll be tons of quests, weekly things, whatever, all that good stuff. And we added some spells and whatnot. But other than that, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all later.